Welcome to you, all of you, in the Department of English, RBNB College, Sri Rampur. And you are watching a video on Special Paper 3 English. Especially, we are studying the interesting novel Animal Farm, written by George Orwell. We have studied 6 chapters, and in this video you are going to know about chapter number 7, and we are going to study what are the major incidents takes place in this chapter. So here is the list of the major incidents which are going to take place in Animal Farm chapter number 7. The first one is about the bitter stormy winter and how it creates problems to the animals. The second point is animals conceals the fact. Actually, there is a shortage of food in the animal farm, and animals, even they are starving, but they conceal the facts. And what tricks they used, it is described in this chapter. The next one is the role of Mr. Whimper, who is the mediator between animal farm and the outside world. The next one is a pile of timber episode, and how it takes an important role throughout the novel. The next is about the rumors about Snowball, and how Napoleon says that every evil thing, Mr. Snowball is responsible of it. The next one is about the confession and accusation of the animals and the revolt. And the last point is Beast of England, Beast of Ireland, the song is abolished. Now we are going to study them one by one. So the first point is about bitter stormy winter. It means this chapter opens in the season of winter, and there is we can say hard frost till February, and it brings hail or sleet and snow, and that is why it becomes very difficult for animal to work for animal farm. Actually, in the last chapter we studied that the windmill is already collapsed, and Napoleon inspires the other animals to work for the windmill once again, and he says that all of us have to be ready for sacrifice and doing extra work. So building of windmill project is going on, but there are certain problems. But animal wants to prove themselves, because they decide the animal in the animals in the animal farm, they decide to build the wall of that windmill 3 feet thick instead of 18 inches. And so for it, they need large quantities of stone. But unfortunately, everywhere we see snow and sleet or hails, and that is why it is very hard for the animals to work properly. Actually, some of these animals, they lose the hope. They are tired of this cruel work. They are facing cold. They are hungry. Actually, the problem of starvation is going on in animal farm. And the quarry, that is the mine, is full of snow drifts. So that is why I said it is very difficult for animal to work properly. But Boxer, who is a hard worker and true follower of Napoleon, he says, I will work harder. So it was his personal motto. and so he wants to he appeals to the other animals that this is the we can say critical time for us, and in this critical time every animal has to work very effectively, and because we must prove ourselves to the other outside world. So that is why he says, I will work harder, and his motto inspires the other animals in the animal farm. In the month of January, there was the acute shortage of food in the animal farm, and that is why the animals were starving. And instead of fodder, instead of grass, they are only eating the chaff and mangle. And Napoleon once takes the meeting, and he declares in the meeting that the corn in corn ration henceforth is going to be reduced. So it was such a we can say decision he has taken to tackle the situation. But Squealer says that, my friends, my comrades, we should not be afraid, because our leader, Comrade Napoleon, has taken the decision, and how the decision is good one for the animal farm. He says, though there is a shortage of food, some potatoes, extra potato ration would be supplied to every animal. And actually the potatoes are very soft due to the we can say bad atmosphere. They are discolored and they are not edible due to the bad atmosphere, and such a type of potatoes were given to the animals, and they were told that this is extra ration for you. And on this occasion, Squealer makes the speech, and he appeals to the animals, and he says that every animal in the animal farm have to joy of service and dignity of labor. It is very important than the starvation. So no animal should think on the starvation. Instead of it, they should enjoy the service. So such a type of we can say sweet words appeals animal to work extra to prove themselves. Now here the first point ends, and it shows how the winter becomes the bitter one. In the second point, that is, animals try to conceal the fact. We have studied that the animals, due to the acute shortage of food, animals are starving, and Napoleon gives them, we can say, useless potato, which he calls extra ration. Actually, all of the Napoleon once takes the meeting, and he says that we have to conceal the fact. Though we are starving, the outside world should not know the fact, because if the outside world know the fact, what would happen? That the other animals in the other farm, they will never revolt against their owner, and people will, or outside world will laugh at us, and that is why we have to conceal the fact. And so he purposely spreads the rumors in the animal farm, because the outer world or the neighboring adjoining farms in the or the human characters in the novel, they are spreading rumors against the animals in the animal farm, because they want to take the advantage of the situation. And so the outside news is spread that the animals in animal farm, they are starving due to the acute shortage of food or famine, and they are also suffering of number of diseases. Then another rumor is spread in the outside world that the animals in animal farm, they are continuously fighting against among themselves, and they also restore the cannibalism and infanticide. So Napoleon, because he is now leader, it is his responsibility to stop this rumor, and that is why he wants to overcome these rumors. And so he, with the help of other, we can say, pigs, he makes a plan for it. And what is his plan? Now you see, first of all, in front of Wimmer, the sheep have to talk on increase of food. That means whenever Mr. Wimper enters in the animal farm, the sheep, they should talk on that the food production in the animal farm is increased, so that Mr. Wimper will listen it and he'll tell the other people outside the world. So this is the first plan. The second plan is the empty bins in the store shed. They are filled with the brim with sand, and they are covered up with the grain and meal. Because suppose this is the we can say bins. So first of all, they fill sand in it, and on the upper part of this bin, the grain is spread, so that the outsider people will acquire that there is no shortage of food in the animal farm. Wimper is also deceived in this way, and he continued to report to the outside world that there is no shortage of food in the animal farm. Then Napoleon has also taken to a number of decisions to overcome the situation. So he decides to borrow grain from the other farms, and in this way we can say he wants to tackle the situation. So Napoleon also emerged in nowadays in a ceremonial manner. Whenever he comes out of his place, he always is guarded with the 9 fearful dogs. Actually, he never comes and meet the animals. Occasionally he comes, because nowadays the orders are issued to the through the other pigs, we can say. And that is why I say that he is rarely seen or appeared in public, and he usually spends time in the farmhouse, and each door is guarded by the fearful dogs, we say. He only appears in animals on Sundays, only Sundays morning, and nowadays even the orders for the next week are issued through squealer. In short, we can say the connection between animals and Napoleon is disappeared, because Napoleon wants to prove himself as a leader, as a mass leader, we can say. Now here the point is over here. Now we are going to study about the contract, revolt and surrenders. Squealer announces, once Squealer takes the meeting of animals, and he calls the hens in the animal farm, and he says, he appeals to the hens, now Comrade Napoleon, our leader, makes a contract of 400 eggs a week to the outside world. So hens has to surrender their eggs to fulfill the demand of the farm till summer only. He says it is till summer only. Actually, the hens in the animal farm, they are ready to hatch their eggs, and they think that it is just like a murder. In short, we can say they are not ready for such a kind of sacrifice, or sacrifice their eggs for the sake of others, we can say. And so the revelation takes place, and the situation is just like the revelation. Or in short, we can say that hens decide to revolt against Napoleon's order. So how they react to the order? They simply fly up to the rafters and lay eggs from such heights so that the eggs breaks. But unfortunately, Napoleon ruthlessly or cruelly, we can say, breaks this revolt, and it was ordered to the other animals, that animals who are found to help the hens would be punished to the death. That means it was told to all of the animals that they should not support to hens, and one who support the hens will be given the death punishment. So all animals are afraid. Now we are going to notice here one thing, how Napoleon is going to be supreme power, and within 3 days, when the ration is stopped and animal stops their help, the hens, they surrender after 5 days, and in between the 9 hens died in this situation, and they were buried in orchard. But the outside world was told that they are died due to some disease. So here the hens, they are ready to sacrifice their eggs for the improvement of financial condition of animal farm. And every week a grocer's van starts to appear in the animal farm to collect eggs. Now I come to the next point, that is pile of timber and rumors about Snowball together. So here Mr. F.Y.B.A, to improve the situation or condition or financial situation in the animal farm, Mr. F.Y.B.A, who is the mediator between the animal farm and the outside world, he advises Napoleon to sell the pile of timber stacked in a yard, so that you'll get money, and through this money you can improve the situation or the financial position. And Mr. Pillington and Mr. Frederick, who are the owners of the adjoining farm, they are interested to buy this pile of timber. But it becomes very difficult for Napoleon, the leader of animals, to decide to whom he should sell his pile of timber, and it is very difficult for him, or we can say he is unable to make his mind that whom should he sell the pile of the timber. And so he spreads the rumors about Snowball, that sometimes he says Snowball lives with Frederick, sometimes he says Snowball, who is our enemy, he lives with Pillington, like this. Sometimes he says that there is an agreement between Frederick and Snowball, and says that Snowball hides himself at Foxwood. Sometimes he says Snowball has a secret agreement with Pillington and he hides in Pinchfield. He also spreads some rumors about Snowball, and he says that Snowball secretly visits the animal farm by night, and he disturbs the sleep of animals. Snowball steals corn. Snowball upsets milk piles. Snowball breaks eggs in the animal farm, or tramps the seed beds, or grants bark of fruit trees. Such a kind of rumors were spread in the animal farm, and it is only for the one purpose we can say that Napoleon wants that there should not be any contact between animal in the animal farm and Snowball. So he wants to we can say break the he wants that there should not be any kind of affinity towards Snowball. So it is the main purpose. Even any wrong thing happens in animal farm, Napoleon usually say that there is connection between that wrong thing and Snowball. Even the window breaks, or even drain blockage, or the key in animal farm loses, or milk the cows in the sleep. Even sometimes he says that the rats in the animal farm, they are the agent of Snowball. So in such a way, he wants that there should not be any kind of affinity between the animals in the animal farm and Snowball, who is actually his rival we can say. Even sometime Napoleon comes in the animal farm in the public, and he sniffs very strongly every corner of the farm, and he exclaims very loudly, "Snowball, he has been here, or I can smell him distantly, or he pervades the air. He is invisible like this." And he says, whatever the wrong thing happens in the animal farm, Napoleon usually say that Snowball is responsible for it. Then in the next point, that is about the we can say commitment of the terrible things are discovered in animal farm. So once Snowball sells himself to Mr. Frederick, Napoleon says like this, and sometimes he says he has connection with Pinchfield. Then he also says that it is the secret plot of Snowball that he is going to attack and win the animal farm, and the outside world is guided by Snowball. And he also says that Snowball wants to demolish this windmill. Even sometime Boxer is puzzled when Squealer says like this. When Squealer accuses Snowball, Boxer sometimes confused, and he usually says, "I can't believe this because or I do not believe this because he fought very bravely in the Battle of Cowshed. I saw him myself, and did we not give him animal hero first class, or he was wounded in that battle, and that even we all saw that he was running with blood." When Boxer says like this, again Squealer answers very cleverly, and he says, "It was our mistake, comrade, for we know now the written record." And he says, "Unfortunately, the other animals in the animal farm cannot read it, but this is the written record, and it shows that Snowball makes a secret plot. Even Snowball is the secret agent of Mr. Jones." Okay, and he says, actually we are going to be defeated in that Cowshed battle, but our leader, comrade Napoleon, enters timely enters in the war, and he says, "Death of humanity," and he sank his teeth in John's leg. Actually, this has not happened, but Squealer says, because he wants to we can say convince the animals that Napoleon is their real leader and Snowball only pretends to be leader, and he is against the animalism. So Boxer, even he says, if Comrade Napoleon says, then it must be right, because he is the follower of Napoleon. Even Napoleon awards himself the 2 medals, that is Animal Hero First Class and Animal Hero Second Class, and the 9 dogs, they usually follow him. Even the 4 pigs in the animal farm, they try to revolt, but Napoleon gives order to the 9 dogs, and the 9 dogs chase the 4 pigs. The pigs were attacked, and it was a terrible scene in the animal farm. Even these some of the dogs, they attacked Boxer, but Boxer, we know it that how Boxer has a power, and he defeat the dogs even also, and then he then Napoleon says, silence, please silence, and he requests Boxer to show mercy upon these fearful dogs, and with the help of we can say their leader, somehow the dogs are able to save their life. Now I come to confession and executions. Even Napoleon calls a meeting, and in this meeting the dogs tear the throats of we can say secret agent, because the 4 pigs, they are called the secret agents of Snowball, and we can say the blood they were these four pigs. Napoleon tells about these 4 pigs that they are engaged in the secret mission of Snowball, and they have active role to destroy the windmill even also, and it was decided to hand over the farm to Mr. Frederick, and so the dogs, they tear the throats of these 4 pigs. Even the 3 hens, they were also immediately slaughtered, because they confessed Snowball came in their dream and ordered to lead the hens to disobey the orders of Napoleon. The 2 sheep, they were also slain on the spot, and they were accused that they murdered an old ram in the animal farm. Even the goose was accused that he secret 6 years of corn during the last year harvest and eaten them at the night. So immediately he was also slaughtered on the spot. Now I come to the last point, that is the Beast of England is abolished. Now here Squealer enters. Actually animals, all of these animals, they are gathered on the knoll, and they remember here the old Major's speech. Meanwhile, Mr. Squealer appears there, and when the animals are happy, they usually sing the tune of Beast of England, Beast of England, Beast of Ireland. But Squealer says, my friends, now there is no need to sing this song. Comrade, this is an abolished tune, and there is no need to sing it again, because it is a song of rebellion, and the rebellion is over. So we also defeated the internal as well as the external enemy of Animal Farm, and it is a song of longing for the better society, and the society is already established, and so there is no need to sing this song. And here Squealer teaches first the new song to the sheep, and the sheep starts to sing the new song, which is the song. In the song, Napoleon is praised, and the poem is written by the another pig in the animal farm named as Minimus. And here the beast of England, beast of Ireland is over, and the new song is introduced in the animal farm. And here this chapter ends. Thank you to spare time with me.